If you love Patrick Jane as much as we do, you know he's a brilliant consultant with a knack for solving crimes. But let's face it, the guy has his fair share of mistakes too. In today's video, we are diving deep into 7 major times Patrick Jane got it wrong. From reckless decisions to emotionally driven missteps, these moments show how his obsession with Red John clouds his judgment and puts everyone around him in danger. So, grab your favorite snack and let's break down these pivotal mistakes. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get into it. Patrick Jane is a brilliant but deeply flawed consultant for the CBI. Once a fake psychic, he was consumed with a need for revenge after Red John murdered his family. Jane uses his exceptional observational skills to solve crimes while continuing his obsessive pursuit of Red John. However, this obsession often clouds his judgment, leading to dangerous mistakes that impact not only himself, but also his colleagues. The number one mistake comes in the first season finale. Jane's confidence in his own methods becomes his first major flaw. He's frustrated by the FBI's slow approach, convinced they are stumbling on the case. So, he takes matters into his own hands and breaches the FBI's investigation protocols. This disregard for jurisdiction alienates his colleagues, including Lisbon, and leads to a tense standoff.
Slow down. We need to find a judge and get a search warrant.
Sure thing. Judge Felton and Eckerbill will be the quickest. Probably don't have time for that.
No choice. Look, no warrant, no case.
He goes rogue, diving into the investigation with no backup and no plan, putting everyone in danger as he follows a trail he believes leads directly to Red John. This solo pursuit, however, proves disastrous, turning the investigation into a trap that eventually leads to the tragic murder of a cop and also to the death of the prime suspect, who could have led the team to Red John by Patrick's hand. Number 2. In the episode titled His Red Right Hand, Patrick Jane critically underestimates the threat posed by a mole within the California Bureau of Investigation, leading to severe consequences. Early in the episode, the CBI team is rocked by the discovery that Bosco and 2 of his agents have been fatally attacked in their office, revealing a deep betrayal. The mole, Bosco's assistant Rebecca, was secretly working with Red John, exploiting her position to access sensitive information and disable security systems. Despite Rebecca's close proximity to Bosco, Jane initially fails to recognize her as a threat. This oversight allows her to facilitate Red John's orchestrated massacre of Bosco's team. The episode intensifies when Rebecca, under Red John's orders, attempts to finish off Bosco in the hospital, showing the extent of her dedication to Red John. Even after her capture, she takes her own life in a chilling display of loyalty, using poison given to her by a passing individual in the CBI, effectively severing a vital lead in the hunt for Red John. This failure weighs heavily on Jane and the CBI, prompting internal fallout, including the retirement of their boss, Minnelli. In number 3, we have the Christina Fry incident. In Season 2, Episode 23, Patrick Jane encounters Christina Fry, a fellow psychic medium. Although Jane is inherently skeptical of psychic phenomena, he finds himself both professionally intrigued and personally drawn to Christina. Their interactions are a delicate dance of mutual respect and underlying tension.
Smile your arrogant smile and act like you know everything about everything, but you don't. There are whole worlds that you can't even begin to understand.
Synchronized swimming is the only world that springs to mind, but I'm sure you're right. There may be many others.
Jane's decision to involve Christina in his investigations backfires when Red John takes notice of their relationship. Red John kidnaps Christina, turning her into a pawn to torment Jane. This incident not only endangers Christina's life, but also forces Jane to confront the personal cost of his obsession. Jane is left grappling with guilt and the realization that his connection with Christina made her a target. Number 4. In Season 3 finale, Strawberries and Cream, Part 2, Patrick Jane makes one of his most catastrophic mistakes, killing a man he believes to be Red John. In the episode, Jane encounters Timothy Carter, who seems to know intimate details about Jane's life and taunts him with a chilling calm. Interpreting these signs as proof that Carter is Red John, Jane shoots him in a crowded mall rather than apprehending him for further questioning. This impulsive act leads to Jane's immediate arrest and casts doubt on the legitimacy of his claim, as no conclusive evidence links Carter to Red John. Jane's actions prompt public backlash and bring legal scrutiny upon the CBI, straining his relationships within the team and putting his future at the CBI in jeopardy. Jane's choice to prioritize personal vengeance over protocol leaves him grappling with guilt and the haunting possibility that he has killed the wrong man, casting a long shadow over his pursuit of Red John in the seasons that follow. This moment is one of the most significant mistakes in Jane's career. His choice to act without verification and to kill based on instinct alone underscores the darker side of his pursuit of Red John. In the episodes that follow, Jane must grapple with the potential cost of his actions, not only to his career, but to his own conscience. This mistake leaves both the team and the audience questioning whether his revenge is worth the sacrifices he's willing to make. Next, his fifth mistake. Lorelai Martins is a critical figure in Jane's search for Red John. She's deeply connected to the killer, and Jane believes he can use her to find him. However, his plan to manipulate Lorelai into giving up Red John backfires.
Just be careful. Don't get pulled into her game.
Well, what game is that?
Jane underestimates Lorelai's intelligence and loyalty to Red John. Instead of being the vulnerable accomplice Jane imagines, Lorelai proves to be more than a match for him, escaping and leaving Jane with nothing.
Who's this?
5467B.
That's not her. There's been a mistake.
No mistake. Her paperwork's all in order. It's the only Lorelai Martins we got.
This misstep shows that Jane's confidence can be his biggest flaw. His belief that he can control everyone around him often leads him to overlook the intelligence and strength of others. Number 6. By this point, Jane has spent years hunting Red John, the serial killer who murdered his wife and daughter. Through tireless investigation, he narrows his list of suspects down to 7 men. These are powerful individuals, each with the influence, access, and possible ruthlessness to be Red John. Jane becomes increasingly confident in his ability to finally catch Red John. Red John retaliates in a brutal and personal way. In response to Jane's provocation, he targets and murders Lorelai Martins because of her connection to Jane, leaving a tape of her murder in a horrifying display as a message for him. This murder devastates Jane, underscoring that Red John can still outsmart and punish him, regardless of how close he thinks he is. Number 7. And the much-anticipated showdown, Jane has finally narrowed down Red John's identity. He confronts the man he believes to be his nemesis in what he imagines will be a satisfying end to his quest for revenge. By this point, Jane has lost nearly everything to his obsession, and it's clear that capturing or killing Red John has become his singular purpose. In his need to personally finish things with Red John, Jane dismisses legal protocols, puts his own safety at risk, and ignores advice from those around him. This episode shows that, in many ways, Jane has become just as driven and dangerous as the man he's chasing. When he finally corners Red John, Jane makes the snap decision to kill him with his bare hands rather than involve the authorities, forgoing the chance to arrest him or bring him to trial. While this act brings an end to Red John's reign of terror, it leaves Jane in a legally and morally compromised position. He is now a fugitive, wanted for murder, and he loses all standing with the FBI. His obsessive pursuit has achieved his goal, but at a huge personal and professional cost. After killing Red John, Jane must flee and go into hiding, becoming a wanderer with no stability or contact with his former colleagues for 2 years. This action profoundly affects Lisbon and the rest of the team, who are left to pick up the pieces and handle the aftermath of his crime. Well, there you have it. Patrick Jane is a genius, but even he has his flaws. Whether it's letting his obsession get the best of him or making reckless decisions, these moments prove that sometimes even the best have to learn from their mistakes. Which one of Jane's blunders do you think was the biggest? Did we miss some? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into The Mentalist and other awesome shows. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.